community building. There are very few places that we get to complain about community building in life, especially when we're in a situation of leadership or having some kind of power over other people. That just feels like being a downer to people that really rely on us for a vision and positivity or whatever else. So this is a spot at the end of the week for most of us to just tell the truth about like what sucks about community building. Welcome. Hello. Jag.
Hello.
Nice to see you. And
Ooh.
Jinky. No, Blurdette. Yay. Nice to see you.
Yep.
Welcome. Oh, thanks for
Hey.
grabbing them. It's a little bit of a wander world. So I was just introducing what we're doing here. And the opening question for this Friday night moment, even though it can feel like, oh, I don't want to talk about negative stuff, but I believe as a social scientist, and I'm all about emotional fluency, when we talk about the hard stuff, sometimes we find shift around it, especially when we don't try to fix it immediately, but we just make space for it. And everybody here has community building problems. Like that's just like a reality of being in a virtual landscape and having to deal with multiple mediums of communication and having a lot of the places we are in community owned by corporations that are using our attention and time for profit. We're all going to have pain points. So for the first hour of this event, we talk about what sucks about community building and we don't fix it. Sometimes we will offer a question to each other as a gift back at some point. But this is really less about doing the resolution and more about making space for the discord and the conflict that happens inside of us. And then the second hour is where we do the fun part, where we will go on a world hop and look at worlds from the perspective of how do these spaces make community or break community. And most spaces we go to end up being a mix of both. They both make and break community. So we will look at this world first and share with each other what we see about this space, how it makes and breaks. If anybody's having frame rate issues, we can correct for that a little bit. So is anybody having a tough time visually? No? Okay.
I don't think so. Well, that mountain.
And I'm just curious. I think Greg's got a better computer than me. How it's running for you?
There's a mountain that's
I'm at
disappearing.
49 frames.
Okay.
Oh, there's something over
with
there.
particles in bloom off. I'm at 30.
When I look this way, and then when I look this way, look right at it, it kind of drops.
Oh, it's flickering.
Like
okay.
occludes.
Yeah. No, I see
So when
it
I
breathing
look to the one
mountain as
side, I
well.
can see it.
So
the
it
other side,
must
I can see it, but
be-
straight on.
Yeah, it must be a quest thing. So my suggestion, because that
Yeah,
can,
like a draw distance thing.
yeah, that can be a
I
little.
mean, it's not a big thing.
Yeah, but also
I turned
let's
down a
make
lot
you a
of the
little more
settings on my
comfortable.
VR chat though, so that might just be
If
why
you
I get
come
higher
over
frames
here,
than usual.
Then
Mhm.
you won't have to stare at it, and it doesn't happen for me. So I'll just switch places.
Right.
There we go.
Good point. Just disappear it.
Yeah, exactly. Yay. Okay, so first question. Yep. What sucks about community building? And even if you're not actively leading a community, there are still pain points to be shared. And so we will go in a circle. Before we jump into that, let's talk about norms, which are basically like the soft guidelines and rules for our community circles so that we know that we're all contributing and we're all owning this space. So if you know a BridgeMakers norms, you can read it on the BridgeMakers community description. Or if you have a favorite one that helps you feel like you're participating in a healthy way in groups, you can also name that. So who would like to go first? What's a norm to make this circle today? Or a norm that you like about groups? Are you raising a hand, or Blairdette?
No, I'm having controller
Tracker
issues.
issues? Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, KT.
I'll name the one that's hardest for me. Don't fix it.
Ooh, yeah, like
That's
that.
what you're thinking of.
Exactly, that's true. Yeah, because this is a piece. especially when we're leaders or community builders, we are really good at fixing things. That's kind of how we ended up in the positions we're in, right? So resisting the urge to fix it for 1 hour of the week is your challenge. 1 hour for this part. When we go to the worlds, we can totally fix it because we're not going to actually do anything. And we can all be the experts about the worlds and how they need to be fixed. Okay. Oh, did we lose B-Psych? Oh.
Yeah, Psych just violated my norm.
It crashed. Yes. What's your norm?
I was gonna say the like no Irish exits thing, check in, check out kind of
Say
idea.
hello,
If you
say goodbye.
have some issue or you're not going to be able to be here for the whole thing, just let us know. Nobody's going to be upset at you, but it's nice to know when people just drop out, whether it was a crash or something came up, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Leave you wondering.
Exactly. Thank you, Carl. Jose, what's the norm for you?
Keep your status on orange.
Right. Yeah. Please change your status to orange.
That one's a little. Are we? I actually had a question on that one.
You're right. Yeah. No, for tonight is different.
And so, yeah, there was a little bit of event per event wiggle on that, but also, I heard somebody was talking about in the helper camp on Ancients, like on the technical side of things, that sometimes it takes forever for the like group instances thing to update and show you that a group instance is there, even if you know it's there.
Right.
That's somehow related to
true.
Status, where if you're on orange, you're waiting for it to update the group front end, whereas if you're on green and you're friends with that person, that system updates more frequently and will show you the instance to people quicker.
Very true.
So, not sure the exacts on how that functions, but it seemed like maybe explained a bit of when I've been frustrated with instances not showing up that I know are there.
Yeah. That's a good point, because most of you requested on me, and so it's possible it wasn't showing up for you in the groups.
Yeah, no, I didn't see the instance in the group menu.
So should we adjust?
Yeah,
I'm on orange now.
It's like basically if you want to be on orange, you're welcome to do that. But if you do want to go on green, just pay attention to who's coming in, and if you recognize the person maybe joined on you, please pull them aside to let them know about what we're doing and see if they actually want to join. This is not just hangout time. It's more structured. So, but for Friday
maybe that's
nights,
how the norm should be then. If you don't want to have to
jump away,
tell people what's going on and explain the event to people, but if you're on green, that you're taking that responsibility to
that's true.
Not let random joiners disrupt the event to a degree.
I like that.
I'll stay on orange then.
Okay, nice. Yeah. So, and this is just a natural moment for us all to give Carl a little confetti. He just started as helper 2 today. He's back in a staffing role. So yay, Carl, welcome. You can see Carl is actively troubleshooting already, getting snuggled into how do we make
and
this
I still
better?
got the banner on from the last time I changed it for whatever reason.
Nice. Lovely. Yay. Well, welcome back.
Confetti.
Okay. Thank you, Jose. Blurdette, what's a favorite norm for you?
I don't know if I have a favorite one, but the one I can think of is no substances.
Yeah.
Like mind-altering substances.
Yeah, and that can be a tough one in here because it's really common for people to engage in some kind of substance use while they're in here. But specifically for our events, because we are practicing growing ourselves as human beings and leaders, the request is to abstain or minimize that use as much as possible. So yeah, thank you. And Drag, what about you?
What are these norms?
What are these norms?
If you look at the group description, they are listed out there. If you just want to see one there that hasn't been mentioned and say one you like, you skim it real quick.
The group description.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you click on me and then go to groups, I don't have very many for you to get lost in trying
I've
to
got
find it.
BridgeMakers open, but it just has the rules and guidelines.
Well, that's what we mean by norms.
Be
Yeah.
kind, respect the confidentiality, cultivate generosity, status set to orange, RSVP, and come on in.
Nice. You're naming them all.
Hmm.
Do you have a one that
I don't know
actually?
which one I like the most.
Yeah. Hard to pick.
Yeah.
Well, perhaps maybe to humor me, I know when it comes to like ancient things, you don't have a big hang up on like RSVPing and stuff. So if you could kind of mention how like if you're interested in something, you tick that box and
Yeah.
lets people know you're gonna maybe be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a good point to RSVPing, because a lot of times I pick events just based on if I see somebody I know already going to it. So it is a good norm. It encourages other people to also sign up for it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that's another marketing level to that of like it shows faith in the event and purposefulness to show up. So yeah, thank you for bringing that one up. Cool. Okay, well those are our norms for tonight. And just a reminder, I am streaming this, so this is a way that we get to model our bridge making process. If I do have any concerns about what's being shared, I will probably pull it at the end just to be safe and go back and rewatch it. And there's quite a few videos that end up getting in that pile if I do have any worries. If you also have any worries later on and you're like, hey, I'm worried about that, just check in with me. But yeah, so far these streams have been really useful for people that aren't able to make it in. So we're going to keep them going. Okay, so what is tough about community building for you? And what's your top pain point? So I can model this. My top pain point is when people say they're going to do something and then forget about it. It's that kind of awkward place of bringing that thing up that they forgot. And knowing that nobody meant any harm, but I still end up having to pick up all these little things and being like, hey, what about this thing? So that's a pain point for me. It's like tiny little paper cuts, but they pile up over time. And this week has felt like chasing a lot of those down a little bit. Yeah. Letting that go for the moment. Not going to fix it. All right. Who wants to go also?
Well, I could jump in if we're leaving it hanging. And I think I historically have I always don't really prepare anything. So the idea of I know others have had the similar sentiment where it's like I don't really dwell on things. It doesn't really bother me that much, but just in listening to you speak, I would generalize kind of and mirror that in that I'm often open to people expressing whatever difficulties they have, or I like to think I'm a safe person for people to talk to. But and again, as soon as I start talking, my dog wants out. But the idea that but often when folks are expressing their frustrations, I can't help but be like, think of times when I do that. So in those moments of realizing when I'm maybe making statements that I see as more broad, and then other people take as more of a commitment, and then potentially letting them down and finding out in retrospect. So definitely not something with just you, but in the broader sense of things, I'm sure that's
Yeah.
Well, and to make the more personal side of it, the idea of, realizing that, I may be part of the problem more often than I realize.
Mm-hmm. I hear you. Yeah, sometimes when these paper cuts pile up, I'll sit there and go, it's like I'm juggling all these little gumballs. And I'm just like, oh, those other people dropped their gumballs. And I don't realize that I have a trail of gumballs behind me, that I've also dropped all these balls. So it totally could be a mix, but it's nice we have complementary triggers today, Carl. Okay. Who else wants to share their community pain point? What is your woe?
Well, I'm relatively new to VR worlds and just learning the norms, and am interested in doing that because I tend to do it in the real world. And so I don't have as much to share about VR community, but I can share a pain point that I had this week in the real world, if that's all right.
Yeah.
I had a relatively new member in a group, sort of a circle support group, and she had been causing some issues, sniping at people in texts and sharp comments in games and those sorts of things. And, I've held the group together for a long time and really appreciate the peace and harmony in the group. And I wasn't having to worry about that. And suddenly, I was going to have to deal with it. And I froze in the beginning and just sort of withdrew a little bit and said, okay, is this my issue or their issue? Am I contributing? Just sort of working through some of that. And then she started talking to people in the group and telling them she had this long list of grievances against me.
Ooh.
And
that just got spicy.
Yeah, I thought, oh no, what do I do? And then she talked to another person. And of course, both of the women that she talked to came right to me and said, we really need to do something here. And so then we're having tornado conditions.
Right.
The dog is hearing sounds. Can you hear me on top of that?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. It's
definitely
not
go for shelter if that's what your dog is saying.
So she never texted me or talked to me directly about it. So I was gonna text her and set a time to meet. And we did that Friday, and I started out by apologizing for anything I've done, whether I was aware of it or not, but told her it wasn't a healthy way to solve things by going to people and to let things build up, that we needed to talk about things when they happened. And she said, but then she continued with grievances and said, well, really harmful to me. It's hurtful and makes me sad and angry when you talk to my friends about me. And she said, if you know that, you've been talking to your friends about me and you're hypocritical. And I finally realized that I knew going in this was a possibility, kind of trying to determine, but I realized her focus was completely on herself. And I just really didn't exist except as somebody to complain about, that my pain, all my hurts didn't exist, weren't relevant. Yeah. And I couldn't twist her around and make her see anything else. And so I finally realized, well, I don't see any way to salvage this. And so I called her on a couple of passive aggressive statements. And I said, well, I really don't know how to salvage this. I don't know how to repair it. And again, I'm not getting any traction at all. And she started mumbling about some people have personality disorders. And I go, oh, now what do I do? And so I
got diagnosed by a friend.
I just went into my professor mode and said, "Are you qualified to make a diagnosis?
Can I please see your license? Because I need to report.
Yeah, do you have a master's or?" And she said, "Well, I'm intelligent." And I said, "Yes,
oh,
you are. You are intelligent." And she said, "Well, I read things on the internet.
Of course.
And I see patterns."
Yes.
Oh, no.
And I said, "I'm sorry, but that doesn't qualify you
Ooh.
to do that." And of course, I'm in a calm, like I was dealing with a student or a faculty member or something. I wasn't being angry or upset. I was just sort of putting it right back in her face. And she gathered her stuff up together. Her eyes were popping, and she just walked off. So I think she's not going to be in the group anymore. I think she's sort of understands it's not going to be a good thing. But, I didn't feel great about it. I don't feel great about having to do a confrontation like that at all.
Wow.
But I feel better being past it. And I feel better in that I don't think I was making things worse.
Yeah.
I don't think I was the problem.
Yeah.
But it was a major pain point.
Of course. My God. Yeah.
And I've seen this before in online groups where somebody will put out a passive aggressive text or a thread, comment in a thread, and watched how people react to it. And it's really interesting.
Yeah. There's a natural group culling cycle. And I say natural because I'm forgiving the lizard brain, but this happens in a very violent way eventually. You get big enough in the world where the pecking order gets established and our brains are kind of subconsciously always calculating who could get pushed out next. And then if the group goes under stress or pressure, that person starts getting all these nonverbal hints of like aggression and passivity and avoidance and whatever. And eventually somebody gets cut. They get pushed out, they get microaggressed enough, and then the next person is queued up. And groups often fracture and die from that process just happening quicker and quicker, where it's a little bit like somebody's, back in the day, they used to let blood out as a way to cure you because they're like, people seem way less upset when we take the spirit of the red liquid out of them. So we must be curing them because when we take it out, they calm the fuck down. Same justification for lobotomies, by the way, in a very simplistic way. So, it's a very common phenomenon of group creatures to start amputating their limbs and being like, wow, my feet
if we
hurt
cut
less.
their hands off, they can't steal anymore.
Pretty much. They're just like, I don't have this problem anymore because I'm missing more of me until there's no me left. So, yeah, that sounds like a especially brutal version of that. I mean, very, very brutal. So thank you for sharing that.
And also in the metaphorical way of yes, you're preventing the outcome that you don't want, but it's the metaphor of cut off your nose to spite your face. You're I guess you're getting the end goal, but you're really only hurting yourself. Keeping it personal, other than chopping hands off.
Yeah. Ultimately, if you hadn't done that, it's possible that you both would have left the group because you'd have just been sinking in that sense of there's bad blood here. So, yeah, it's super tough, though. I have been qualified to diagnose before, and I listened to that, and I'm just like, whoa, I don't want to meet that person. I'm sure they would diagnose me with all kinds of things. Very hard to argue with TikTok diagnostic procedures. They change from minute to minute. So, yeah. Oh my goodness. What a pain point. Okay, who else? What sucks about being a community builder? Okay.
I think I have something.
All right. And then James,
I don't
blurt out after that.
I don't like people always being on orange status.
Ooh.
Because it seems unwelcoming.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I've seen people talk about, we're going to hang out, we're going to do this later, we're going to do this. and then you check, like they didn't directly invite you, but they're talking about it in front of you, so it's it's happening. But then they're on orange status, so it's like you're not invited, you're not allowed, you don't have permission.
Yeah. I actually, what I dislike about orange status is that it says ask me on it. And
yeah,
I think that's misleading. But if I switch up to do not disturb, then people can't ask me if we've agreed we're coming. So it's a weird situation. Yeah. So thank you for sharing that piece. Because I'm always on orange status.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I do believe there's a point where our structure could be, if we were staffed enough, I could go on green status and we'd have people catching them. But when I'm facilitating, being on green is way too many roles for me, plus filming, plus all the stuff. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. Yeah. It is a sign that a community can't metabolize a spontaneous connection.
It might also be the structure, because this is a structured event where, like, if it's a hangout, people can come and go freely, intermingle and stuff. But if it's a structured thing, you want it to be like an closed environment, so it's not getting wild.
Yeah. So maybe that's a different frame to hold, is maybe they're in a BridgeMakers event. I don't know how many structured events are in VR chat, but these are pretty structured. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, that does ache. Blurdette, what is your pain point?
I'll just say about the orange status, like, I guess because I came to VR chat, like really started using it with BridgeMakers, like my understanding of orange status is, oh, they're in a private instance and they're doing stuff, so and I understand that, like, they don't want just like people just popping in and disturbing what's going on without knowing. So I kind of get it. But I do think that, like, there should be like a message or something that, like, if like when you click on someone who is Ask Me and they give you the spot to like put in like your message that you want to say when you request it, there should also be some message from them saying like why they're in Ask Me status. Like, in the middle of this, feel free to, just ask me or whatever, and you can come in. So you can let them know that it's welcoming or not. But I'd say the only pain point I can really think of is, so like at my job, I spent like a year like exploring different communities within the firm and making my presence known and trying to get people more engaged and everything. And that's sort of what ended up like helping me find a new role, because I was feeling very isolated in the role that I was in. And that's why I started looking for communities. And once I got into my new role, which was community engagement, I finally got to like be part of these communities in a way that was like I had a little bit more authority, and I could actually like I was one of the people doing all the messaging and communicating, and it was in AI adoption, something that I was feeling very passionate about. And it was so rewarding because I got thank yous, and it was just so great to help people like understand how to use these tools in not the like just the normal like, oh, it helps you do your tasks faster, or like use cases for your business service line or whatever, but like actual like more meaningful things, like if you have ADHD or you are just neurodivergent, that it can be a helpful little like pocket therapist and help you like figure out social interactions without having to go to that person necessarily first, And anyways, so I spent all this time getting into these communities, finally in a beautiful role that I was enjoying so much. And I ended up getting fired from my job out of sort of nowhere because of this thing where they were looking for people who had been on multiple live learning sessions that were worth credits at the same time. And something caused me to stay in one of the classes that I was in, even though I left it, and then I went to another one. So I was shown as being in two classes at once, and nothing I could do or my work counselor could do convinced them that I wasn't a CPE cheater. And like now in hindsight, I realized that, like they weren't trying to investigate to find out if I really was on this. They were just firing anybody who had this data show up for them, and they didn't care whether it was a technical issue or you really were trying to cheat. And so like that happened about 2 hours. Like I was fired about 2 hours after the contract on my role, the extension was approved. And at that point, I just went poof. Like they were like, you have 30 minutes to, gather your personal files, and we'll help you send that over to whatever hard drive you need to. And after that, you're gone. And I was in the middle of, putting together a packet for our champions, our AI champions group. I was in the middle of like aligning with other AI groups. I like had one nice message that I was able to leave to the community that I was part of before, but otherwise I just disappeared. And all those people who like usually look for me to ask me questions and everything, I wasn't there anymore. And that was just, I don't even know how I feel about it still. It was just really painful to put all of that time into helping build these communities and feeling like I was finally part of something and making a difference, and then just be like poofed like a ghost, like I don't matter, and like none of the things I ever did matter, and to feel like, like I'm just forgettable,
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel that one in my chest and my throat and my belly. And I'm really wanting to just sit with that for a moment. Like it feels like a moment of silence for all the community death that happened there.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sure they're going on just fine without me.
Right.
Which also, I guess, I mean, like I want it to, but also that hurts.
It does. It absolutely hurts. And this is where it can create such an existential crisis inside of us of going like, does it matter when we leave? And is this real community that I'm seeking here if my absence isn't noticed? If it's really this easy to disappear and it not matter, that hurts. Yeah. And it can create this sense of, is this an illusion? Is this all an illusion? All of this technology? Yeah.
What about the reaction you get when you reappear and everybody's like, "Where have you been? I haven't seen you in so long."
Yeah. There's which it's like this aha moment happens inside of people to say, "Where have you been?" But it doesn't mean it was clear enough in their awareness to reach out and say, "Where have you been?" And so that part is like, oh, I mattered, but not that much. It would be worse if nobody recognized me necessarily, but it's also just kind of like, it's almost like saying, where have you been? And I've been gone for 6 months. And I'm like, oh, yeah, well, where have you been? Like if you noticed this, say that 6 months ago. Yeah.
But you guys... In this scenario, you both met in one location, and then you left the location. They've been right there in the location where you met. You were the one who disappeared, and now you came back.
To some degree, yeah. And I think that we all have these moments where we step out of community rhythms, and the norms of communities have gotten so loose that most community systems don't request repeatedly every single meeting, say hello, say goodbye. And even if we do that at BridgeMakers, we do, it doesn't mean even very prominent community leaders in BridgeMakers will do, they just vanish. Because every other community system they're in doesn't care. And they don't care enough to say anything or set that boundary. So this is a fractured community system in general. And thank you for sharing it. It just feels, it's like you got to tell these kinds of stories to heal, even when you don't know what you feel.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for bringing it up. Ooh. So, more community woes. Let's pile it in the middle. We have a whole mountain at this point.
I'm eager to hear from Jose, but I'll say a little micro thing that's just funny to me. I love sharing something with somebody and they continue to use it, beyond just checking out Go Go Loco, Katie staying in the avatar. But it's a weird, I keep thinking that's my personal mirror over there, and it's like it moves when I don't move, and I'm like, oh.
So sorry.
You gotta keep start mimiking everything Carl does, and it'll totally freak him out.
Yeah, I have to say, like, I've always said, like, I don't like clouds, but like, I've always loved your cloud avatars, and then like I see this one, I'm like, oh, that's another beautiful cloud avatar.
No, Carl,
I could really kind of love being over here and looking at you both.
In physical reality, Carl's collection of clowns would make him diagnosable. But in virtual reality, it's just really cool art he's collected. So,
Drag, don't tell her about all the IRL clowns I have.
Oh no!
What about all the Pokemon figures?
Oh gosh, there's so much more to know about you, Carl.
I worked many years at a thrift shop, so I have a lot of useless stuff.
Ooh. Oh my. Clowns with a past that included let's donate that. I mean, I guess it's better than let's bury that, but yeah. the man with the lost clowns. Jose, what is your community woe?
I think it's probably similar to KT's with conflict among community members.
Yeah.
Except it's the conflict has to do with the community leader itself. So there's like an incentive to not even resolve the conflict. Like I feel like I should just not ever bring it up, but it kind of like piles on or accumulates. The effect accumulates so much that I just consider leaving the community altogether because I don't even want to be around any of that.
Yeah.
Because if the community leader retaliates, it's gonna damage my reputation among a lot of people.
Wow. Brutal. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that fear a lot in people.
Yeah.
Hard place.
And do you have any more details on like what the overall conflict is? Is it something where you feel like you've seen direct evidence of this community leader doing harm? Or is it like more hearsay?
Oh, it's a personal conflict between me and the person that has to do with a transaction that didn't go through well.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's really tough. Yeah, sometimes I think about like the conflicts that happen in here, to me feel so ripe for conflict resiliency work. I'm like, I think I could, if we could plug it in and get it marketed, I could do conflict resiliency workshops almost every day and people might get value out of that, because it's one thing to like go look at this model that I teach that explains these conflict archetypes and see it in a static way, but it's another thing to work through the story and talk it through, and usually finding an emotional shift from that stuck place that makes us go into fight or flight can give us new ideas and creative ways to bridge there. So yeah, I've heard so many conflict stories just today alone that I'm just like, if we had somebody to organize a workshop, we should do a conflict resiliency one. I just can't keep doing all the pieces. So yeah, thank you for sharing that, Carl. I feel the pain in like
Jose?
Sorry, Jose. Not clown, Jose. Yes. I feel the pain when you were sharing it, like in the back of my throat, almost like choking up a little bit. It's very stressful. And
no, the choking sound for me is because there's something in my computer that's emitting a fume, and then it's kind of causing me, it's making me cough a lot. So it's.
Oh no! You're like choking is appropriate. Different wound. Carl,
you should not inhale the funny computer smoke. That's generally a bad thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can't put the smoke back. The smoke can come out, but you can't ever get it back in.
It's true.
Okay, very but true. Like, this is not the first time you've had concerning computer system issues happening while we're talking. I think before there was a terrible noise coming out. So
Oh
just
yeah, I remember
happened
that.
to have this happen on Friday nights. I'm a little worried about you now.
Yeah.
Yeah, likewise.
Right.
Noises that make you choke or smells that make you choke out of anything seems like something to maybe
No
open a
bueno.
window and turn the electrics off. Is that an option? Even though I don't want to lose you, I'm worried about you. Your body's having that level of
I don't
reaction
know.
to your computer.
We're not
I'll
supposed to
give
be
more
doing any
detail.
illicit substances
Yeah,
here.
no
No huffing the
substance
fumes
use,
from your
including
computer.
consuming your computer one whiff at a time. Oh, oh God, Jose, bless your heart.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
okay.
you're about to elaborate. Please do. I mean,
Yeah, I think
No,
we might need to do more.
my
trouble.
graphics card is a used card, and I think it was used for crypto mining. And I think when the fans are going out, so it's there's too much heat coming out of my graphics card.
It's
Yeah.
melting.
Oh,
You're inhaling your graphics card. That is
that's not
concerning.
good.
Wow.
well, I mean, hopefully here within, probably 15 minutes or 20 minutes, we'll probably be jumping worlds, and it might
It
tone
could
down
be
a little
this
bit.
world. You're right. Oh my gosh, we should go now. We're gonna hop.
If you
That's-
inhale your graphics card, does the real world
unintended
graphics get better?
consequences of your VR chat world suggestion choice.
Yeah.
for
We're gonna
internet
go to a
if you-
different world. That's the
you kill a
least we can
BridgeMaker
do.
with
I know
poisonous fumes.
exactly. I'm melted.
Yeah. We need to start hopping worlds immediately to save
I
Jose's
choked a bridge
lungs.
maker.
It's
Oh
it's
my
that meme
God.
of the tiny domino going to a big domino with something minor to something crazy big.
Don't. This is a whole other level of norms we're gonna have to develop on inhaling your electronics. I mean, wow, that's just a whole other level. Okay, let's go somewhere else. Does anybody have a world you would like to ask the question, how does this make or break community? If not, I will provide one.
I haven't thought of it until just this moment, so let's see
Okay.
what I got.
You got one?
Causing electrical fumes.
Yeah.
Well, okay, here's an interesting one that I know we haven't done that I
Okay.
was curious about if Katie had ever gone this direction is and they're somewhat new still really if you've been around VR chat a while is avatar search worlds. And I have noticed that the biggest one, its name is escaping me, but they've added a lot of features that make it more of a hangout place. Yeah, Prismic. It's got kind of a little gathering area, and it's got a lot of comfort features and options. Oh, and Pringles joining also prompts me a thought I had that lost. But when I was bringing up about Drag joining us last time, and you mentioned that Drag friend requested you, I had mentioned the conversation to Drag, and Drag said I had never friended you or friended Heya.
Oh.
So I think you might have gotten Drag and Pringles conflated because they both
could
showed
be.
up to that same event.
Thank you. Good point. Well, glad they're both here. Okay, so nobody, you got Prism as an idea. We can definitely go there. Maybe we'll end there. But hey, welcome, Mr. Pringles. Hello. Okay, this is
we're just shifting from conversational roundtable.
Yeah, we're gonna
more
go on a
world
world
hop,
hop
so
now.
we're just kind of looking for ideas right now on good community building, destroying worlds.
Exactly.
A mixture of the two.
The whole range. Destroying worlds and building worlds. I'll take you to this one. We have been here before, but I used this one in a new way recently, and it's a really good conflict world, I've realized. So hop in here. Yay. It'll reset your avatar once you walk through.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
elements in here. Nice.
I made this.
Oh,
Did
yeah?
somebody just?
Conflict world, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, this world is an
I
amazing
made this.
Well done. I wondered where the artist had gone this whole time, and it was you. You definitely are
Well, that's my
avatar
personal
dressed
lore, that's
for
why.
painting. So well done. So yes, what I realized for this world is it's been a really good workshop space. It's big enough for people to break out and have conversations in different corners of this little island. And they're unique spots basically for people to share and talk, and some people stand up, some people sit down. So I've appreciated that. And the other day I used this for a conflict. It was a wild moment, but let's just say it was 3 years coming with no contact, and then this person shows up and is like, I want to talk, and I'm like, all right, let's do this. And and for them being able to stare up at that whale while they were sharing and listening was really calming. So I learned a new reason this world can be used.
Yeah.
The whale kind of makes me anxious.
I don't like to
That's
look at
what I
the
was
whale
gonna say.
personally. Yeah.
Really?
But for
It's
some
just
people,
like
I know
frozen
some
in
people who
time.
don't like giant whales falling on top of them.
It's like the meteor in Vivek City. Like, who knows what's holding it there, and it could just drop at any moment if whatever is deciding to keep it there
and
stops.
then we're in a tsunami flood of whale splash.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
It reminds me of an old Porter Robinson world.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was
That's
able
actually
to
pretty
face
like a
this way, they faced that way. It was a good conversation.
yeah. I love the juxtaposition of ocean and sky. It's
Yeah.
beautiful for both.
Yeah.
And so it's like
Mhm.
a unity symbol.
I've also
It's like
seen
A
if you
Ghibli movie or Ponyo.
yeah, it's very
Yeah, they're
Ghibli-esque.
very Ghibli.
Yes,
Over
yes, that's what it reminds me of.
I've seen this used as an event space with 40 plus people on the shore,
Wow.
and then the
Oh,
speaker
wow.
stands right here. And it works. It worked really, really well.
Yeah. And there's
So-
no whale on this side.
Yeah, the whale gets occluded a bit by the tower. And, you know, I would have never come into this space and thought, that's a great community workshop space. Great events can happen there. But I've really appreciated. Yeah, I've even seen breakout groups meet under the water. And it's like, okay, go drown
Yeah,
together.
that works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I have noticed before the difference in like how much, just how a world creator, or not how much, but what type of water texture they choose or how active it is can really affect how a world feels. And with this feel, like it does feel like ocean because there's nothing anywhere.
Yeah.
But the water is so calm, so it makes it kind of liminal in this
Exactly.
like frozen time kind of way.
Yeah. It's a pause point. This is not the place where anybody decides to push the red button. It's a slow down and consider your options.
I'm always pushing the red button.
Nice. Other than Carl, who typically has his
Yeah.
red buttons on his own nose. So he's always pushing
The
red
red
buttons.
nose.
Exactly.
Yes. Nice.
Well, as you have different groups, they can be, where you can't see the other group.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I've been really impressed
It
with
is
the effect
just
that this
big enough
world
for
has
that.
on people. I've even been in this world in public instances. I believe there's pens in the shed, and this is not an official study in any respect, but I've noticed in this world in a few different public instances, there's less penises drawn in the air in public instances. And that is a win. I'm shocked
Yeah.
at how
That
few
is
penises are
amazing.
happening. I know. That needs to be measured.
That just makes me
Like-
want to give the whale a penis.
I bet it does.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, my
Yeah.
default as soon as I grab one is just to be immature.
Yeah, yeah. This world didn't draw that out of people as much, and I was like, noted.
Interesting.
Okay, who else has a world? And just so you know, it doesn't have to be a world that you've ever thought about with those questions, but it's just something you're willing to bring us along into, and we might all regret it, and that's okay. We'll clearly answer how it breaks community if we go and we all leave.
I think someone
But-
proposed it, but we never went to one of the like real, like trollish kind of meme worlds.
Spaces. Oh yeah.
Was it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
was about
true.
to say.
We have not
One
done
like
that,
that.
but
There the other
that
day.
would. Yeah, I bet. What's the name of your world, KT?
It's Nico's Magic AI Art Dimensions.
Oh,
it is the
right.
opposite of calming.
Oh, interesting.
Oh.
Well, that's a new one for me to hear about. I'd love to hear your perspective on that. Are you saying to the point where you don't want to go to it, or you'd like to go and tell us why it
Nope.
bothers?
I didn't mind going to it, but
Okay.
we tried to do meditation in there, and we were just constantly being pulled out of the meditation and distracted, and so much movement.
That's great.
I mean, it was beautiful, but
yeah, let's go check this out.
Oh,
That's really interesting.
Huh. Oh wait, there's a map. Interesting.
Oh, have you
Okay.
not been here?
Mhm. I have not.
No.
Oh, you're going to love this world. Okay. So what's really interesting about your statement there is there are a lot of spaces in here that would pull awareness away. But I'm wondering if you've made it to the spaces that I've been to in here that I think are exquisite meditation areas.
standing close to
we
that
were all
makes me
just
dizzy.
here.
Oh, you were just okay.
Yes, I think we
Good.
have to
Yes,
go into
follow
it.
me. Follow me. There's some really, really great meditation spaces in here.
Ooh, this is the old
I-
loading screen.
Oh,
This is. Wait, what?
You have it. Oh, this
I
is
looked-
so
when we
great that
first
we're
came
all
into
getting
this,
to
it looked very
experience
similar
this.
to the old VR chat loading
Yeah.
screen.
My
Like a
my friend
wormhole.
actually just brought me
Oh.
to this world.
Scary.
I thought
great.
It sounded familiar.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
wow.
Interesting.
I'm
I've
sure
never.
we can.
This is.
So this is
Oh,
Floating in
Nico
space.
is literally one of the cleverest shader / world designers I've ever met in all VR applications.
Huh.
So pay attention. He is like probably 10 to 15 years ahead of everyone else in what he does.
This is
But
fascinating. Holy.
follow me to the artificial nature. Gotta grab KT. Flying.
Now I'm going down a
Oh,
Rick and
it
Morty
is
world.
actual proper. Is he
Actual.
using?
Almost, KT. You gotta point downwards.
coming.
You got it. Yay!
got
You
it.
did it. Good job. It's so funny that you ended up in the entrance. I love that. But yeah, it would totally distract me.
Oh, interesting. Oh, and it
Okay.
shows-
Welcome.
And,
Yes.
not gonna lie.
Okay.
How did you go
Yeah.
down?
Deep
When I saw
nightmare.
KT, I thought it was you, Carl.
He probably used Go
I
Loco.
actually tried to go up and ended up going down.
Oh, you
I
went
thought
down.
I was going to lose
Interesting.
everybody, but then I was able to come right back up.
Okay,
Huh.
so
Yeah.
let me show you the place where I think is probably one of the coolest meditation spaces I've ever thought of using.
Ooh, we just hit a hitch.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, I got there. Check this out.
I think that might be a teleport.
Graphics card melting.
Skybox with a.
Oh.
This spot, because if you come into this water here, look at the weather. It's literally like changing out there.
Oh, you're right.
It's so subtle.
I like that.
It's so
but it actually is moving.
crisp
This is nice.
air up here. Like I literally breathe differently in this space because I think if I breathe too fast, it'll burn my lungs with cold.
My AC turned on. It's blowing cold air on me. It fits perfectly.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
That's synchronicity. How's your computer system, Jose?
My room is getting really hot.
Uh-oh. Is this world?
As long as it's not filling with smoke.
Yeah.
I'm getting 50% more frames here than I was the last world, so it's less
yeah, me
stressful for
too.
my computer.
I'm double frames in here. Have you been here, Jose?
No, I have not.
Yeah. Could you meditate in a space like this?
Oh yeah.
There's a toggle meditation button by the door.
Is there really?
Sure
oh, that's new.
Beautiful starscape.
They're talking to me.
Oh,
The voices are talking to me.
And the sun is gently setting behind the distant
It actually has a meditation function. Did you see this?
No.
Click on the ball and turn your world volume up.
As you stand quietly, taking in the serene beauty around you. The snow-covered mountains stretch out in all directions, their peaks glowing softly in the evening light.
Yeah, there's a little drop and you're like,
warm oranges and pinks.
I was afraid to step off the edge.
Kind of sounds like your voice a little bit, actually. I'm going to turn the world volume back down.
Yeah.
Wow. So, I turned my world volume off so we could actually have this conversation for a moment. Nice. I like that you're hiding in the fountain. So
This is my house.
Yeah, you're like, I found my new home world or home spot. So how does this world break community? We've already heard one example. How else might it break community?
Many separate spaces.
Exactly.
Separates people a lot.
Yeah, a world like this.
Based off the title. Oh, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
It would benefit from one of those menus where you can select where your friend is. It doesn't solve for it entirely, because if you come in and none of your friends are here, then you're still wandering around and feeling pretty lost. But that would help at least with locating people. What were you going to say, Pringle?
Yeah, I don't know if it's brought up or not, but the idea of just AI in general is very polarizing, which is always fascinating.
Yeah. Interesting. The other way, this is a design element that it's important to look at it. Like, this is really beautiful, the shader / skin on this, but because it's all very flat, and because we're in an icy space, specifically in this area, it can make it hard to settle and really ground and land. It's very shimmery and there's no variety. Like, you just went over to the fountain here. There is going to be an instinct in a space like this. The animal inside of us is going to want to have a place to hide. It's going to want to have a place to be cozy. And there's not an easy, cozy spot here. And so this is going to make it hard for communities to settle and really use the space potentially the way it was intended. I mean, he's got a lot of gorgeous places in there. But as far as
if you want to have
go ahead.
A speaker, it's all flat, unlike the kind of amphitheater we had in that first.
Yeah, he has another world that has that as a bonus feature. I think you can turn that on in his spaceship world. There's one other spot in here you all might benefit from seeing that just really gives a good example of. So let me turn my cam here. There we go. We have to go back up. Video player.
Back to spawn.
Got
That's
everybody.
the central area. I think that was the hub. I'm intrigued by the deep night.
Interesting. I'm getting stuck on this more than I did before. All right. I have to remember where it is.
We're back in the eyeball.
Yep. Pandora's, yeah, panorama spheres. I'm gonna stand by this so you can all get in, but make sure we didn't lose anyone. We're missing Mr. Pringles and
Yeah. I feel like this space could be a little disorienting for
oh
people
yeah, this
who
would be
are new to VR
exactly.
and have emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, even I'm like, oh, floating. Okay,
You're feeling it. Yeah, it definitely is
Yeah.
a stomach turn moment. Okay, here comes drag, and where'd Mr. Pringles
I'm
go?
cruising.
You cruising?
Pringles disconnected.
Oh no! Bye,
Yeah.
Pringles. Ew. Uh-oh. My battery.
Ooh, some of these look interesting.
Yeah.
Speaking of
actually,
this is where I came last time. Yeah.
I came every time I come here. It feels like there's a different one. So that's also kind of cool that you'll see these changing. Were you in here a while, KT? Have you seen these?
Mm-mm. I've seen these. These were here the last time I came in here a few weeks ago.
Skybox.
Did you
yeah, exactly.
turn the world volume up in these? Because I think they have their own audio.
Is panosphere the right word?
Yeah. Panopticon.
Apologize for your big word.
Now that's an interesting cultural piece in here, right? You're not allowed to use big words. Okay, let's check this out.
You have to get current on Severance. It's a reference.
This is, you're right. I remember that. So he really has changed it.
From this week's episode. Oh, wait, did you? You said you are watching currently,
yeah,
right?
I am watching it. This one used to be you were inside a brain or something and you could hear pulse when you walked inside it. But he has audio on each of these bubbles, so make sure to turn your world volume up. I mean, I think this represents VR chat community because I always talk about VR chat like it's a desert of emotional, like it's an emotional void, and the most common emotion
as an avatar.
Oh my god, that would be so cool to be in here and switch into one of these. Oh. Talk about being all the way about your world. Yeah, I want that one as an avatar. But yeah, that curiosity is the most scarce emotion in here. And they're all so hungry. They're like, where's my community builder meetup?
Me when I need more dopamine.
Nice. Wow.
Where's the dopamine?
Look, this one's different too. He is changing them. Whoa.
Let's say this is your on the nose VR.
Right?
Yeah.
The BridgeMakers mosaic.
Just literal.
Abstract.
This one's a tube instead of a sphere.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Good call.
It looks like a sphere from the outside, or they all?
I know. Look at that. Wow. It's really starting to play with the abstract.
I think this was my favorite. I like
Yeah.
this one.
I took a picture of somebody in here in this avatar that's like, in here it was like 8 feet tall, and it was this just stunning, chiseled, artistic black woman avatar, and they stood like right in this corner, and the light on them, it was like they belonged in this world. It was so beautiful. I was like, whoa. That avatar was made
Right
for
behind
this
my
bubble.
desk is like the Doctor Who, the TARDIS, but like from the show, there was a time when it was drawn in the like Van Gogh Starry Night style, exploding. I've got that as a wall blanket behind my computer.
Interesting. Yeah. I look at this space and I think what a cool workshop space this part of the world would be, where people break out into groups and have conversations in different bubbles with different question prompts. Like, what would be a good question to ask in this world for people to discuss?
Maybe your dreams, like either literally like dreams or like goals and aspirations, just because of like the night sky and that calming motion.
Yeah,
I think it'd also be interesting to have conversations that like contradict or are like the opposite of the feeling of the world, and see how that affects the conversation.
I love that.
Yeah, like having a really fun, like, I don't know, sweet, happy conversation, but in that world that with the desert and the creepy thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, to try both sides
slightly
on.
rotating.
Oh, you're right. It is.
I don't like it.
Yeah,
like
it
a
doesn't feel
museum.
great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Let's come in
Turntables at a museum. Oh.
Kaleidoscope.
Oh.
here.
Furries.
Oh,
It's the furry toggle.
creatures.
They tricked us.
And then it
They're
changed.
so cute.
Oh,
I want my
they
windows
are.
to look like this.
I know. Stained glass furries.
Yeah.
The sanctuary of furry.
Were they furries the whole time? And
No.
my brain finally
There's
resolved.
there's a bubble
Oh,
here.
there.
I don't know,
that
is
you
it-
click on. But
I don't
it's
see the furries in the mosaic. I was hoping they would be there, just harder to see.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Oh,
nice.
okay.
Wow. So
Yeah, the
this
furries are
world,
still in.
Verified me.
what would be a good question to ask a group in this bubble?
You bring them in and you get real close and you go, click this button. Are you a furry?
How do you feel about
Nice.
furries?
Yeah, exactly. The council has requested
say-
an answer. Yes.
This might be a good place to talk about like religion
That's what I
or
was thinking. Yeah.
like cults even.
Yeah.
not that furries are cults, but just like, like groups of people that are very like devoted
Devotion.
to that in a religious way.
Yeah, I love
In a
that.
or at least a spiritual way. Yeah.
Yeah,
But on this one, I see interconnectedness. How is everything woven together?
I love that.
Yeah.
What a cool way to
'cause
actually have a workshop is nobody gets to answer the questions. They just get to go to a space and ask questions. And then you move on.
I like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like a
Wow.
Rorschach test. What can you see in the stained glass?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You use our furries.
I mean, I
on
think
men.
that is a good way. Yeah, I think that is actually a good way to like, if you're like trying to come up with more questions, this world could maybe be a good place to like
True.
get people to think about things
Project.
depending on what
Yeah.
globe they're in. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow. Cool.
See the guy with the mustache and
I
glasses.
know. I was gonna say that, but then I was like, oh, that's
I
so.
do.
Oh, I see it too. Yeah,
Then
like
I was
I see
also-
like a little like I don't know,
Potato
Red
head
Robin.
looking eye.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I also see like a humanoid figure that's like laying on the sand, sun tanning.
Mhm.
Mm.
How many images do you see in this room?
Oh my gosh. You can count
What
it until your
perspective?
eyes are crossed.
It's like it is like glass. When you get close, it like gets reflective and loses the color.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Forgot to move my camera.
I kind of
so
see like the yellow thing up there is like the head, and then there's like sort of like the chest, like kind of in a heart shape, and then those two things that kind of look like red robins are like the arms, and then the hands are kind of like out
oh,
with
yeah.
the thumb up. You
Wow.
know?
I wish I had a laser pointer.
I know.
Yeah.
So true. So what we can tell is for a community experience, this is really naturally getting all of us involved in feeling it. And as usual, Jose is the most contemplative, quiet. What is your impression of this world, Jose?
I do feel like I'm in a church, and then the music is kind of like a choir chanting kind of thing. So this makes me feel weird.
Yeah, I agree. And then to add on to that,
last two in here.
furries, tough.
Trippy.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little trippy.
Come check. Oh, see, this one's new for me too. Huh. Whoa.
Oh boy. Hope you don't have, what is it, like trypophobia?
Oh, right.
Small
Actually,
holes.
fractals, but
Or fear
I'm
of
afraid I'm gonna come out
germs.
of here infected.
I know,
Yeah,
exactly. I'm
right.
like, everybody's going to wash their hands after this, right?
Don't touch anything.
The
I don't know,
back,
but they're kind of pretty.
They
bacteria. You're like, they're so furry. Been
Bottom of the ocean.
are.
corrupted.
They're like such pretty colors.
Yeah.
They're it's like they're having a night rave, like, but they are their own glow sticks.
Yeah.
These are basically bacterial metaverse worlds.
Yeah.
Wow.
This one does give me like a hunger for like, I wish this was the whole world and I could just like go through these
Fly
holes
through
and
it.
out
Oh
into
my
the-
god.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Nope.
You know that us in this one, these creatures are all looking at us thinking, what strange bacterial figures. We're just in another
I wonder if they're-
window. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Wonder if
Maybe
they're gonna
we're
attack us like we're
inside
foreign
the zoo.
bodies.
That's right. Who gets to eat us first?
We're inside the zoo, yeah.
know
We're
if I
in
wanna
the
go
fish
in the last
aquarium looking at the people going,
Yeah.
wow, they swim funny.
Speaking of being looked at,
Yeah, this last
yeah,
one is
next
really,
Oh yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
This is what our VR headsets see.
yeah, pretty
Oh
much.
my.
Oh,
But
if
when-
you get close, they open up.
Exactly, yeah. You can see what they see.
Oh, okay. That makes me feel better when they're open.
Yes.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
looking outwards. We are inside their head.
Yep,
That is
this
so
is
cool.
also a tube. Yeah, pretty lovely, right?
These are Alice in Wonderland.
I know.
20,000
Spaceships.
Leagues Under the Sea.
Nice. Check out those octopi eyes. Yikes.
Oh, very cool.
So, Nico is very gifted at making impossible to imagine spaces. And yeah, gratitude to Nico. Who else? We've got time for maybe 2 more worlds before we'll do our checkout tonight. Who else has a world that we could ask the question, how does this make or break community?
Well, this was the world that was actually on mine, so.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to. We've been to this for a human on purpose before, but I think it's an interesting piece that mirrors with physical reality to think about. Let's go here.
Mm.
Let's go to court. Oh, wow. That's different.
Yeah, interesting.
Has anybody been to this world before?
No.
No.
Not this specific one. I've been to some VR courtrooms.
Have you been here, Jose?
Not this one.
Drama court.
Yeah. It's a nice big jail.
Oh wait, I've been here.
Oh yeah.
And it's the way it's set up. I'm thinking maybe I went to a way earlier version of this.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just, same basic idea, so similar. Oh.
The Book of Law. Oh my God.
You've been to drama court.
Oh,
Convicted.
I think you're safer in there than Jose's rifle. My
I
goodness.
think you're safe, and then Sloth with the
I know.
auto-shotty.
I always find the most interesting weapons.
It's
Ooh,
fine.
what's
He's the
in
bailiff.
Evidence room.
There you are. It's like right
Hello. Yeah, for some reason the portal didn't open up for me.
No. I'm glad you
Now
found it.
Katie's got a gun.
Oh my gosh.
Patreon only.
Go KT. Nice.
Why is there a gun?
There's two
Oh wait,
guns.
what? Oh yeah, what?
It's a rifle and a Patreon.
Oops, the
gun.
evidence room is
Like,
locked.
I would say this looks like a taser, to be honest.
Yeah.
Ooh, these are some old school
Yeah, it does.
shackles.
Jail key.
So how does this
Oh.
world make or break community? Who would come here?
Could be a fun game.
Yeah.
Peers
It
playing a
makes
game.
people feel together with each other.
Yeah.
I could see it being like an actual utility of we're gonna take a conflict here and kind of agree to some guidelines. But in the past, there have been ancient events where there was kind of a fabricated fun conflict, and then people were drafted to either side as jurors or defense lawyers or whatever it may be, and kind of did a whole little RP event with it.
Yeah. How did it end up?
Ooh, do we have jurors?
Hey, you sound very distant all of a sudden.
Uh-oh.
It's
audio
affecting our audio somehow, but I don't understand how. Some people are loud and some people are quiet.
Okay, that's what it is. Can you hear me now?
Oh, if you're not at the yeah, I hear you good now.
Okay. Yeah. It's hard
I
to
think
hear
when
you
you're just
over
standing here, you're kind of muffled because you're
Right.
not
Yeah.
at a position. You're not one of the actors.
Megaphone.
There you go. Or the dynamite.
And
I have a bomb.
Wow. Talk about
Everybody will listen now that I have a bomb.
Yeah.
Order in the
Like how you
court.
could just literally throw the book at somebody.
Here, I don't need this power.
Jose
It's
Brett,
got
criminal
gravity.
record. Wow. I think
Is
this
that mine?
Jose's weapon of choice. That's right.
This was supposed to be expunged.
So wait, you have
Get outta
rules here. Oh, you can do a crowd gasp. You can actually
You've got
control
sound
your
bites.
jurors. And then dun dun.
Dun,
I
dun.
can't select them. That's interesting.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder if maybe you can hit them with the gavel.
Yeah, I wonder if it's a gavel thing, like a piano.
Maybe you have
Well,
to
at
be
least the gavel
designated
has
judge
sound.
somehow to.
Oh, right. We didn't push play on the game. That's what it is. Oh, KT found a key.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I can't find where to put it in. Maybe
Throw the
when the
book
game
at you.
starts.
I know. Jinky or Blurdet
I'll
was
give
just
you a
saying that.
key.
So there is a lot of cues for role playing, right? Including the Minesweeper key. But this also mimics what we do in physical reality to cope with community. And in some respects, it is better than Gladiator, figuring it all out. There's actually a process to have a conversation. But in another respect, it's actually more of a circle in here than you would see in a regular courtroom, right?
Yeah, we can't hear shit right there.
Oh, thank
You
you.
just walked into the spot mid-sentence.
Please approach the bench.
Yes. Nice.
Yeah, maybe they mute the back part.
It's more of a circle in here than it would be in a physical courtroom, right? And so you do get more of a people sitting in the audience, and they can like notice that the world creator turned these desks of the prosecution and defense so that the audience had more access to them.
Mm.
And that's a design choice to make it more of a arena than a we're bowing to the judge only.
Yeah.
It's a presentation to the viewers rather than to the judge.
Exactly. Yeah. Good noticing. Nice. Oh, look. We have a jailed sloth. That just seems really sad.
Sloth.
Sad sloth.
He's a monster.
All convicted.
Don't listen to his wiles.
It's not his fault that his claws stab people whenever he hugs them. I know. Just the
Your Honor, shut up. You weren't even there.
Oh, no.
You got the evidence. Oh, it knows my name.
Oh,
you
cool.
click the thing and
Look at that.
Put your name on it.
Wow. Does the sloth get a name tag if you're in the jail? Oh, you do, I think. Can you click on this for your name to be convicted? Oh, now I'm in jail.
I'm also stuck in here.
Oh, we're both stuck. Wow.
I wandered in and out, but I didn't activate it.
Call it a Minecraft or a Minesweeper key now.
Huh. Nice. Yeah. Do we get a key?
Here you go.
Yay. I'm out. Jailbreak.
Did that work?
That actually works. Grab the key.
Oh, it does say, yeah, it says exit chair when you're holding it. Yeah.
The sign says do not feed.
I think if you click, oh, there you go. You got out. Nice. Okay, well, for those of you who do nerd out or know it all, the dot model, I think the courtroom is a really good example of proof of concept. So the dot model uses 4 archetypes: the villain, the victim, the hero, and the bystander. Can you see where all of those go in this space?
Yeah. Except...
Are you still talking?
Oops.
Yeah, I was like, uh-oh. Yeah, we can't hear you.
The villain, the victim, the hero, and the bystander. Can you see where all of those go in this space?
Yeah, we heard that. And I wasn't sure if that sentence was continuing.
Yeah, that was all I said. Because this is how we try to untangle out of conflict, is we smush those 4 archetypes together and expect healing. But it's from a scarcity and a punitive justice place. So it rarely leads to any healing for anybody.
Yeah, if you have a villain, how can you have healing?
Yeah. And what I've heard from people who've come in here is they've described how triggering this space can be for people who have experienced real physical reality courtroom moments. This is really painful to be in a space like this. Yeah,
I can see that.
The other thing that's notable as far as go ahead.
Oh, nothing. I was just gonna say that I feel like it does. I feel like you're not gonna get a fair trial here.
Nice.
I don't know. I just feel like the things that are here, just like. Yeah, I just kind of feel like we got shackles. I mean, old school looking shackles too.
Well, on the night of February 14th.
Yeah,
lots of hard edges and
and then on the ground it's like insolent until proven guilty.
Oh gosh, yeah. So there's a setup in here that's like you're gonna lose as a comedy role play, but for some people this can be a really painful space. And if I was to give the world designer a kind of next level improvement, I would ask them to have ability to exit this building and be in a naturey space outside of it. So
you just need some comedy features. They could have Carl redesign this with clowns and like rainbows everywhere, carnival style.
Could be.
I'm shackled.
Wow.
Oh, she got in.
Room.
Oh. There's stuff in here.
Oh my God, there's so much stuff in here.
Okay, we thought that the guns and stuff was just that was just the tip of it. Got a
I brought
needle.
half
There's
of
a
the shackle
banana.
with me.
There's my
You know,
vent.
And this is even whoa,
Wow. Wow.
even harsher
Like-
lighting and
That's true. Good noticing. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, my
surfaces.
department is employee person.
A bomb.
Got
Like,
some
it's like
money, got some
someone
I
with
have a
drugs.
bomb. You must all compliment me, or I'm
Nice.
going to
Oh
explode
gosh,
it.
we're gonna blow up.
You have a very nice
What nice
avatar.
bombs you have.
I like your nose.
What a nice bomb you have.
Nice.
everybody behave, or I'm gonna throw this banana,
Oh no.
and you just might slip on it.
That's nice. And then I'll
You know,
throw
I
the
have
popcorn
literally
on
actually
top.
slipped on a banana in the middle of a street. Oh yeah.
Did you really? Wow.
Yeah, just
That's-
like I'm like, I swear there must be somebody looking from a window because it was like in a cartoon, just a
Censored.
banana peel in the middle of a
You've done something
crosswalk.
Oh my
censored.
gosh. That's so intense. It's almost like they put it there to see if they could get people to.
Comically large mic boom.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
a huge mic boom.
Or something else.
Oh,
Whoa.
there's a plant.
Easy to pop out.
That's for
Wow.
cleaning your ears.
Someone was accused of painting the town red.
So there's lots of laughter in here. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we need to have BridgeMakers court. We end the experience differently.
I
Wow.
love employee person's facial expression.
Yeah,
Like, why? I don't know why.
You got some
I took this
salad there,
job.
Jose?
that's right. Also, I like that they're not
Yes,
an
salad.
avatar-looking person. It's
Mhm.
a white male government ID.
Yep. Of course. I
Mhm.
wonder.
I like
I
this
mean, now I
chair.
need to know if the other I need to know if the other evidence room has the same stuff.
Oh, is there another? I thought it was locked. No, no,
Yeah, I
it's
know
not
that
locked.
also.
Oh, these are the convictions. I see.
Oh.
Oh. Okay, well, I like the evidence rooms. They're like a nice little surprise.
HR complaint. Hey, HR complaint. There you go.
Mm.
Yeah.
Deportation notice.
Oh,
Adoption
gosh.
agreement.
There you go.
Criminal
There we go.
record.
What do
Oh,
we got?
State report.
Oh,
lot
are
of
you
words.
in the wheelchair and you can? Wow, that is interesting.
Wow.
Your Honor, my client is handicapped.
Guilty.
And therefore innocent.
That's right. Ableist world. You are convicted. Wow. Okay.
And we're
Well,
all
They're doing that DEI stuff.
I know. DEI is on trial. Now that would be an interesting
Yep.
streaming event.
Oh,
Right?
Yeah.
DEI on trial. Wow.
That's
That is a
pretty
good idea.
community polarizing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You should have been at our Street Epistemology this last week. You did. DEI is dead. Okay. Well, let's
Or underground.
I missed that one because I was buttons.
Yeah. So for Carl, I think you had said we're gonna go to Prismic for our closeout.
Mhm.
And that
Cool.
gives KT a chance to
That might be hard to
Nowhere.
get into. It's right by the door.
just walk into the wall repeatedly till you get through. Okay. So my challenge and invitation for everyone here is we're going to do a 5-minute exercise of find an avatar that embodies something that makes you a better community builder. And then in about 5 minutes, we're going to circle up and check in about that. And
We will get. I want to give a general disclaimer here that avatar thumbnails are not always indicative of what the actual avatar may
That's
be.
true.
So
Yes.
if you change into something, one that is just potentially problematic, just flip out of it back to something as quick as you can. But also, sometimes people even lock down their avatars for private use via like a PIN code. So if you go into an avatar and suddenly you're frozen and can't move, just switch out of it again because you're probably not going to be able to unlock it. And it's just something that wasn't really intended to be public, probably.
Yep. I technically just do random avatar a lot of times because I'm just like, that takes away the choice, and I just play around with it that way.
Look at this little dude.
Aww.
Let me guess. Very
You got a
poor.
little clown dude.
It is Quest compatible, though.
Yeah. Carl just found a new collector's item.
Nice worm.
Nice worm, that's right. So the way
At least
KT
the eyes are green.
check your avatar for functionality is you open the radial menu and you can see if there's Go Loco in it. So if you find an avatar you like and you think, oh, I want to keep it, try checking to see if you can actually sit down.
Oh,
Yeah, this
I
one
have been
doesn't.
wondering how the heck to sit, and now I know.
A lot of them
you
don't.
have to have Go Loco.
Yeah, you have to have Go Loco, exactly.
Okay. Oh, I am just. Oh, ooh.
Oh my, Carl's dancing it up.
Enjoying the show.
Yeah,
busting it down.
That is. Oh wow,
There's
look
a lot
at
of dances on this
Jose.
one too.
Jose's a soldier with a hat. Oh gosh, that's Trollish land, I think. Yeah. Oh my.
Well, that's not so bad.
There you go. Witchy KT. It kind of looks like how I imagine you. It's interesting.
Yeah, a little bit.
Does it have Go Loco?
No. Action menu, maybe?
Most of them don't.
Ooh. This one's labeled My Sona, so it's somebody's like really personal thing. Don't know why they haven't made this one private.
I love that you've continued to stay the worm. You're really loving the worm. Oh, I remember this one.
This is actually one of my saved avatars. I just
nice.
That's being silly.
Wow.
Okay, now that looks like clumsy hands. Oh, that's really weird.
KT, that's actually a really cute avatar for you. I love it.
Oh, talk about low poly.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You're like a Picasso painting.
And this still, it does have Go Loco.
Wow.
You wouldn't think there'd be many features on this one.
Technically, I'm a clown. Wow.
I'm a Miku.
You're a Miku.
A Miku missing textures and no face animations.
Oh my gosh.
There was no
Wait,
attempt.
did you clone yourself? What's going on here?
Yeah.
God, Carl has a clone. We were just talking about clones.
Did it again.
That's cute, Blurdette.
There we go.
I'm just enjoying its jiggliness.
It's very jiggly. There's a lot of jiggles in here. Okay, so remember the exercise. You got about 1 minute left. Just try to find an avatar where you're like, yeah, that reminds me of this part about community building.
Yeah, this one is me.
Nice.
Yeah.
That face looks familiar.
Oh, I love that one.
Whoa, what was that? Oh my God, do I have, oh my God. No, I don't think so.
I wish this one had one of the like color sliders, because
emo girl,
like this is like trans colors, right? So I feel like a bit like I'd be misrepresenting in this one. But if I could make it like just bi colors or just like purple, green, cool colors I like,
Nice.
I'd love this one.
Okay. Uh-oh. What happened?
I really like the face on it.
Did that put me out of the wall? Let's see. Uh-oh. This one is loading in a weird way.
I should
Oh.
have saved the other one that I had.
Oh, you should have it in the history.
You can
Oh
see
my
your
gosh.
recent avatar.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
They put the fizz bone on the
Jiggly
hip, so
Hodor.
the whole body is a fizz bone.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just got an achievement. What the hell?
You mean, wait,
I
an
got an
achievement in
achievement in the
VR?
world.
World.
Like in this
Oh,
world, I just got a cumulative 1 hour in the world achievement,
congratulations.
which I guess has to be fairly new because I've spent more than an hour in here.
Yeah. Okay. I'm getting stuck unloading. There we go.
Oh,
Alright,
there's
was
an
the prompt for
achievements
something
button.
that is helpful for being a community builder?
Yeah. So it makes you a better community builder. Some aspect of these avatars. Wow. What is Jose? You find the most random
a
shit.
giant gnome.
You are. Are you really?
I like that.
Oh my gosh, you can build Minesweeper with that? That's interesting. Whoa. Huh. Let's see here.
Oh.
Carl, your booty cheek is out.
Uh-oh.
That one was a little much. I had one of my eyeballs was hanging out.
Hmm. Okay, I
Spooky
found
girl
mine.
vibe.
Does everybody else have theirs?
That was this one. Oops.
I'll go to one that I see here on my search that I do have favorited, but I haven't used in a while.
Wait, I can influence Carl's cubes. No, I can't.
They're not my cubes.
Jose cube.
Or Jose's cubes. I feel a vibration when I grab your cube head. It's interesting. It's like, which one is Jose?
Dirt wall.
Okay. Oh, does this have Go-Go Loco? Oh, it does not. Okay, well, look at me. I got myself out of Go-Go Loco. I can't sit on the ground. Let's all pretend we're sitting.
Another clown.
Another clown.
Yeah, I found another one I don't have favorited last minute.
Okay, so let's circle up. We're going to check out first by the question, how does this avatar embody something about community building? And then secondly, we'll do the appreciation game as our final piece. So I will start with this avatar, to the best of my knowledge, is Shadow Spider-Man. And I often feel really tired in the world. Like I'm always having to be the visible Spider-Man that is like connecting through all the different things. And I'm kind of obvious, easy to put eyes on many times. But Shadow Spider-Man gives me an idea of like, it's okay to just kind of stay out of people's view and still do what I do. Nice. You're a fish. So this is reminding me of that strength of it's okay to be behind the scenes and nobody sees you and you still do good things.
All right. Well,
I like that one,
I'd say
Carl.
mine's. I know I'm keeping this one too. But this is a new one for me that I found. And I come in here like, every few weeks and search clown and see what new things I find. But this is like, I think it's really epitomizes the kind of vibe I shoot for, where it's like not necessarily just cutesy, but like still maybe a little weird, unsettling, but it's in a way that's like inviting and welcoming. That's you know, for folks who maybe are uncomfortable with clowns, or I could see it even being like like people maybe have arachnophobia, and it's like, I've seen like cute spider girls. It's like kind of that same thing where it's like, aggressifying the thing to a degree, and then so it's like, inviting, but also preemptively warning you like your comfort zone's going to be challenged here.
Yeah, it's a disclaimer of sorts, but also like an invitation. Lovely. Okay, who else?
I guess I'll say this one kind of just reminds me of like, I don't know, how I feel with community stuff, I guess. Like, I don't know, like I'm very fragile and I have a lot of responsibility to hold these fish in. And because if I pop, like they're gonna like all like
splash out on the ground.
I won't be able to do anything because I'll be empty. I'll just be like a little like deflated plastic bag, and someone else will have to come by and save all the fishies.
Wow.
But if I stay together, everything is fine. So I just have to be really, really careful to not get popped.
Yeah.
Or melted.
Don't pop me. My whole community will slash out and flop around on the ground. Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe these little fishies are my good intentions. I don't know. But there's something I'm very responsible for, but like it's very
fragile.
Very careful. Yeah,
very
fragile.
That's so deep. I hope you keep that avatar. Feels very symbolic. Wow. All right. Who else? Jag, Jose,
I will go next.
Okay, Jag, go for it.
You got. Oh, I'm sorry for the 2 Android users. You can't see the greatness that is this avatar to its full potential. But how much can you see? Can you see what my avatar is? Android users.
Is it a fallback or is it a
face? Your
like a little tiny creature.
Yeah. Okay, so it looks like you got an imposter. Okay. That's good.
Okay. So this avatar embodies accepting all the weird, silly avatars people wear and all the different things people wear in VR chat. And also, I forgot the other thing.
That is also the embodiment of VR chat conversations. I have 2 points to make, and my second one is I don't remember what it is. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing the first point. Okay. Mario or KT?
Okay, this is a construction worker Mario because community building is about fixing things or making things, and community building requires bridges to be built, and this is it requires construction workers.
Wow.
Perfect.
I think you get the nomination for best speech. Sorry, I was going for fire.
I see that. Yeah.
Cool.
Lovely. Construction Mario. Okay, KT.
Well, to me, this looks friendly and inviting, but also an air of competence. Yeah, you can trust me.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, it's very solid. It's kind of like present, solid, and ready to go.
And also a little cartoony, which is good.
Yeah, it's playful.
Yeah, not too serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, not too serious.
Oh, that's so good.
Swishy, swishy.
It is swishy. Yay.
Yeah. I also get the sense that like you'd be curious because like you're you can do magic, so you like study spells and that kind of thing. So you're kind of a like I don't know, a whimsical academic.
Yeah, I like that.
Nice. That's a great description. Whimsical academic.
And that's actually kind of accurate of me. So
I know, exactly. Like you found a good archetype for yourself. Well, I'm not going to keep you all in these avatars just in case you want to switch back. So let's get a mugshot of our community building avatars before we do our checkout.
Oh.
And we can go back to
this thing.
Court.
You got to do 2. We do one front facing, and then we all give the side profile.
Oh, nice.
Yes, that's right. Because of Court.
Okay. Front facing people. I'm gonna wave. Do we have a word of the day? Woo. Okay.
Happy.
I'm innocent.
Innocent. Okay, so now the sideways.
Yes,
sideways.
Guilty.
Guilty. That's right. Happy guilty. Oh, that's so cute. I love it. Okay, good. All right. So we can switch back if we want or not, but we're going to do our appreciation game. And for those of you who have played it before, what are the 2 rules to the appreciation game?
Let's see. You have to throw the ball to someone that would least expect to receive it from you.
Yes, that's one of them. And the second one is would be most surprised to receive it in that moment. So we're looking for people who are distracted or looking away, and they get to catch the ball. And then so those are the rules. The guidelines of this, which are basically like rules, but they're softer. The guidelines is try to throw it to somebody who hasn't already gotten it so that we can close the circle out and we're all taking care of each other. And this appreciation does not have to be deep or soulful. This can just be something really unique and specific about somebody in how they were tonight. Try to keep it in the moment and specific to one person. And I'm going to pick up the ball here. Oh, yep, there it is. And try to not get my spider threads on it so it will actually throw. And this ball has all the energy of everything we've talked about tonight. Our community woes, our world hopping explorations, everything is inside of this. So I'm going to throw it to Drag. Here it comes. Whew. Catch it. Oh, you got it. Yay. Yeah. All right, Drag. My appreciation of you tonight is when you have commented how often I've felt myself and other people laugh. You really know where the punchlines are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So now
I haven't
you
thought
get
of
to
an
throw it.
appreciation for anyone yet.
It's okay. This is actually a practice of tapping into our subconscious. And so the place inside of us that is actually always monitoring each other. And it can be as simple as what we're wearing for our avatars or our username, but just looking for somebody here that would be least expecting it from you and most surprised to receive it in the moment.
I'm going to throw it to KT.
Woo! KT, yay, you caught it.
Got it.
Yay.
I feel like KT has been good at contributing to the group tonight.
Very
and been
true.
like the first to answer a lot of the times.
Yeah, lovely.
Go
Jumping
get her.
in. Yeah, go get her.
I'm throwing to Blurdette.
Blurdette.
Got it.
Yes.
And I appreciate how honestly you've shared something that was very difficult. I really appreciate that.
Good
one.
Thank you. Thank you.
100%.
And I'm gonna throw it to Carl.
Yeah. One-handed. Wow, look at that.
Yeah,
Showing
seriously,
off.
like look at that. I'm
Spinning.
so impressed.
I'm practiced.
Right.
And the ball that I threw is like twice the size of you.
I know.
And the ball
Shrunk
is
it down.
I got
on
it.
his
It's on a
hand.
finger.
It's on a finger. Wow. Globetrotter over here. Okay.
I appreciate honestly your presence, like when you and that you came to like find us when we were coming into the world a little late. Like when I see your name and I see your clown avatar, like I just feel like a warmth in my heart. And I feel like, oh, I'm where I feel comfortable, and like I don't know, it just lets me know that like you guys are important to me.
Aww. Yay. Look at that.
Well, thank you.
Aww.
All right. Well, I'm gonna throw it over to Jose then.
Jose.
And I'm
Another
glad to see
one-handed.
you showing up again more to things. You know, I had come to kind of see you as my partner in crime months back, when we're both helper one, of like we would, if nobody was there, me and Jose would be there.
Mm-hmm.
So just glad
So
to see
true.
you coming back around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's so lovely.
Hey.
Yay.
Okay, back to Heya. I appreciate your avatar selection right now. I know this is not your intention for your avatar selection, but I'm interpreting your avatar as that a community leader requires to have their identity sort of reduced or removed to some extent in order to be an effective leader. That's how I'm interpreting it. So your avatar selection gave me some ideas. So thanks.
Ooh, yay. Well, since I am the last one to receive the ball, this is very rare, but I get to take it home with me. That is the biggest treat of all. Cool.
It was a
Thank
clean
you, everybody.
circle.
This was so lovely.
Yeah.
So the last piece for this is just Carl is coming on as helper 2 to help us like troubleshoot this. So give your feedback to Carl if you don't feel comfortable giving it to me. And it's really, really important to RSVP for events because they help communicate to BridgeMakers staff and leaders that these are valuable. So even if you just RSVP as maybe, please do that so that we know that there's a vote to keep this event alive. And it's on Discord. And yeah, appreciate everybody here. This was a lovely night. We really played tonight, and on Friday nights it feels important that we do the hard stuff, but we also do the silly stuff. And so I love the labor of a good week of effort, and then go into a courtroom and grabbing all kinds of random shit and role playing. It's like a good way to round it off. Good, yay!
As long as you're not a lawyer.
Exactly, right?
Thank you all.
Yeah. It's really cool to see you get in something more comfortable, and hopefully that's a Go-Go Loco one, right? So
yeah, I think
you can sit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grabbed this one as we were changing there at the end, and this one's actually, other than being very poor, is very nice.
It's really cute. Yeah.
The fingernails.
And this
I like that a lot.
There's actually another line, I think, of the very same avatar that does
they were like, I like
the universe.
Oh,
I have that one.
That yeah.
Has anybody seen that version? It has the universe inside it. It's the very same cutout.
Oh yeah,
I
have seen those. It's the shaders got the whole.
Yeah. Gotta find it.
I actually had one of the first avatars I ever favorited had you could like summon one of those spheres like on your hands, but it had that effect of being like kind of like the things we were just in.
Yeah.
Where it's like a whole
bunny
looks like a big whole sphere once you're inside it.
Oh right. Yes. They're optical.
This is one from before I started getting clown avatars. I had this saved.
Oh, nice. So this is the one I think I used to replace the fish one, but this is a avatar I'm very frequently in. Ooh, that one's nice. I like that. Put your head inside that ball. It's universal.
Oh, I like that one.
Yep. Get my head inside it.
Here, I can snap it to my own head, and then you can just come over here with me.
Oh, that one's great, Jag. I didn't have the one on Rainbow. I've had the other. That's like the Go-Go Loco avatar, right?
Yeah.
It does have Go-Go Loco, yeah.
It's actually, it's not just has it is the Go-Go Loco avatar.
It is the Go-Go Loco avatar?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's made by the Go-Go Loco guy, which I feel weird
I like it
to
just
be like.
You can see the armature inside of it.
Exactly. Yeah. When I met the Go-Go Loco guy, I felt kind of like really of celebrities in here, because world creators are kind of like celebrities. But the Go-Go Loco guy was just like, wait, you're in all my avatars. And he was like, I know. And I'm like, everybody says that to you, right? And he's like, they do. I was like, wow, Go, go, loco guy.
I do that with VR DJs. Like, I don't even go to DJ events, but I see them post on social media, and then I hear about them in game, and I'm like, oh, you're that DJ.
Oh my God. Yeah, fan girling of sorts. Okay, everybody. That's the end of my week. Hopefully see you at the Leadership Summit on Sunday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. And if not, I wish you a beautiful
Eastern.
weekend. 4 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, I won't be able to make that one.
Oh. Okay.
I've got 2 back-to-back, and that's the only time I can eat.
Oh, well, definitely take care of your body. We'll probably be streaming it also, so you're welcome to join there. It was good to see everybody. Good night. Good night. Yay.
Good night, everybody.